So I see after a weekend of going on about Kate, I haven't heard much of it because, to be honest, I've gone out and out of life. They're on about stricter rules to stop harassment and bullying online. Here's the thing, if you're a public figure, it goes with the turf, whether you like it or not. I'm not condoning it, I'm not saying it's right, but it is what it is. That's one of those things. I mean, when I first started doing YouTube, I knew that people were going to come after me and have a pop. And it's how you react to that. Personally, because I don't give a fuck, and actually if there's somebody's giving me a good, credible, decent, well-rounded insult, I'll give it a thumbs up because some effort went into it. That kind of takes all the wind out of their sails, and they're not interested. It's a bit like when they say they're going to dox you and come around your house. They only get something off that if you are scared about them coming around. But if you say you actually embrace the idea of them coming around, you'll stick the kettle on. That's not entirely what you mean. However, they're not interested. So me personally online, I get little to no bother at all. But if you're a more of a delicate creature, you're going to come under a shitload of it, because there's nothing a bully likes more than the smell of blood in the water kind of thing. If they can see a weakness, a troll will go after it. Now, don't forget, many of these trolls have got mental health problems. You know, they've got insecurities. They have things happen to them in their youth, or they're scared little creatures, or generally speaking, there's something inside that's wrong that makes them want to do it. Anybody who gets pleasure out of giving somebody else upset is not well in themselves. And I've known a few people that liked trolling, and I never did get the hang of it or really understand it, but they turned out actually not to be very nice people anyway, so that is what it is. But before you actually try and make yourself a person of interest to the public, or you go on social media, or you become a pop star, or you marry into the royals, you know damn well that you're going to come under this. Now, they're going on further to say about kids at school that get girls that get harassed on social media. It's very simple. Turn it off. If you don't like the shit that you get on a network, on a platform, or whatever it is, get rid of it. Now, people go, oh, that's so unfair. No, that is the proactive way of dealing with it. If you can't take shit, right, get rid of the thing that would give you shit. I mean, take for instance, people that drive themselves to suicide or something stupid because of bullying, right? In the old days, physical bullying, I could see that, right? Very, very bad, terrible, right? However, online, you can turn it off, you can get rid of the app, and that's them gone, all right? It's that simple. It's called taking responsibility, all right? Not playing the victim. Now, many of you will say, it's unfair, people shouldn't have to. That's the way of the world. It's called man the fuck up. It's called grow up. Life isn't easy. Life is tough. And all of these apps and platforms that were set up to be perfect, with all the best intentions, didn't take into account all the flaws that human beings have. So you could go, I mean, you've got all sorts of things. You've just got bullying. You've got scamming on there. You've got trying to extort money. You've got all sorts of other things that social media has now got. And it is what it is. So I would say to anybody who's suffering bullying or whatever, block the fucker. That's it. Block all of them. And if that doesn't work, bin the app off. I got rid of TV 2013, 2014, something like that. Well, it might have been just a little bit later than that. It could have been 2015 actually. Anyway, best thing I ever did. My happiness and well-being got more and more and more. That's the digger that's going to come and load us. We're on swampy ground, so everything's doing this as he's going past. My happiness went up and up and up and got better and better because I cut out the depressing misery in the corner that was bringing bad news to me all the time. Now, I know a load of people who are grown-up adults that I say to, I said, you got Facebook? No, I don't bother with that shit, crap. And that was an active choice. They went on there, they realised that it was quite negative to them, so they didn't bother. I'm one of these people that have Facebook because people need to get hold of me. But I don't post much about my life on there at all. I'll only post content that I make, not even very often about that. And I don't go scrolling through them all the time because I find it difficult when you see people that have posted the same picture of themselves in the same pose for, I don't know, 30 days straight, or they want to take pictures of their food and stuff like that. It doesn't really do a lot for me. But you have to be grown up in life, and you have to go, this is bad. Now, as for Kate, she is always going to come under the gaze of people who hate royals, people who hate rich people, people who hate any form of authority, people that hate people that are good looking, because she's not a bad looking girl, right? And the way that I understand that there's Photoshop stuff, what I want you to do is go and find me a female profile these days that hasn't had in at least one of their photos some level of filters or photoshopping. Now I can safely say that I wouldn't Photoshop my pictures, because the way I look at it is that if I look better online and somebody was interested and then they met me in the flesh and I looked the way I look now, they're not going to be interested. So it's ridiculous, it's false sales. And also, if you can't, as a bloke, was not a normal bloke, you embrace getting old. It is what it is. The wrinkles come with old age, and old age is a privilege, is not given to everybody. The grey hairs, the receding, and all that is a gift that you have when you've had many years on this planet. And the other thing that goes with the wrinkles and the receding hairline and the grey hair and the overweight and the beer belly or whatever else, all of that stuff, is knowledge. And that truly is one of the best gifts in the world. Also, it can be a bit of a curse, but whatever. So you kind of take it as it is. But when you stop being precious and stop being delicate and stop being gentle and stop being, oh, it hurt my feelings, nobody fucking cares. Nobody gives a fuck if you cry your eyes out over something or shrug it off. In fact, if you shrug it off, you'll upset more people than you could believe. If you start getting upset, there's an entire network of wankers out there that will thrive on it. So just don't give them what they want. You do have to man up a bit, and it takes a bit of work. But I have to say, the benefits are just unbelievable. When you actually man up and you take control and you realize that, oh well, whatever, right, they have no effect. They go away. I have a number of people that were interested in being difficult just purely because of what I was and because I cut them out of my life. They didn't like it very much, and every now and again they'll try and say something else that they might think, and all they're doing is they're just barking at the clouds because they're irrelevant. They mean nothing. You know what I mean? There's people that come and go out of your life. There's people that, especially doing what I do, there's people that will come because they want something from you. Whether they want some sort of, I don't know, hand up with subscribers, or whether they want to say that they know you. Why, I don't know, but that's what it is. People are like that. And then when they don't get what they want, or they've run out of talent, or they've run out of being nice, the real them comes out and they turn into arseholes, and you're like, oh, there's another one. And you just bin them off and they squeal and shout at the clouds for some time. And then they move on to the next thing and they get themselves in a world of misery there. And then they move on to the next thing, and that's their life. So you do get it. But I mean, as for a woman like that, you're always going to get people that hate her, and they'll hate her because they're jealous of one thing or another. That's all it is. It's one of the key features of one of the flaws of human. I mean, it warns about this in the Bible, all right, the deadly sins and all the rest of it. And if you did read the book, it does give you a lot of key ways of how to deal with life, and some of them are just as relevant now as they were 2,000 odd years ago, or whatever. But yeah, I know it's difficult for humans not to be jealous of somebody they see as incredibly pretty, who has everything they think at their feet. But let me tell you now, being rushed around from point A to point B all the time, having to do speeches, work, always having to look your best, having to smile all the time, not being able to have downtime. You can't just go out to the shops without being mobbed. You can't do anything without being mobbed. You're owned, essentially, by the people. I wouldn't fancy that one fucking bit. And they'd say, but you can have any car. Yeah, but could you actually go out and enjoy it? No. Oh, but you could go on a yacht anywhere. Yeah, and there'd be a camera shoved up your ass at every angle you go, so you couldn't just sit there and have a fart out on deck, or let your hair down, or have a day without any makeup if you're a bird or whatever. No, you couldn't do any of that. I wouldn't want that. My life, I can go home and shut the door. It's great. I can walk down the road and the only people that know me are the neighbours, right? I like that. I would not give you a thank you for that level of intense popularity. I mean, the money, yeah, no. I have to say, I've got all I need, which isn't very much. I'm one of these people, as long as I've been fed, as long as the bills are paid, I'm all right. Anything else after that is, I'm being very, very lucky. And there was a man the other day, Charter, who was very kind, weren't you? And I had no idea for about 2 weeks that he left me a package with a couple of quid in it, because he gave me this present, and I was meant to open it on the day, and I was having such a busy day, right, because I had to go and buy a car, and I was with my daughter, and I put the package into my, because it was a modern Bible, a book written by a guy on CDs, about, it was a religious guy speaking, but I didn't know there was an envelope in there. And yeah, and it went into the van, and I drove the van to work and realised that the van had no fucking MOT on it when I got there. So I had to leave the van there to get, because there's an MOT station on site. So it was a couple of weeks before I opened it, and it was like, oh my fucking God. Now I feel really bad. But so yes, a massive thank you to Charter, and that will help me go over to Ireland, because I do want to go over there, do some work up the north, and then go down to the south and have a look at how much Dublin's changed, because Dublin has changed hugely. I remember it 3 years ago, so it'll be really interesting for me to go there, and then hopefully we'll go live, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, so it's back to work, and then we've got a bank holiday weekend this weekend, so you can all get an extra day off if you're lucky from the grindstone, and there it is. Anyway, I didn't do a live stream this weekend. I went out and enjoyed myself. I went out with my daughter. I've had a midlife crisis basically and bought a convertible. All right, it was a BMW. It's a 335i twin turbo. Now my daughter was wanting one of these cars, and she couldn't insure it because she's 23. Now I would have liked my dad to help me out when I was younger, right? So I looked at this car, thought, yeah, like, look at that, I'll have a midlife crisis, and bought the fucking thing. The benefits about getting old is it was 250 quid or just under 300 quid for me to insure for myself. Would have been right there. Put the daughter on, that's 1200 quid, thanks. I was like, fuck me. But I looked at myself and I thought, she never causes me any bother. She never asks for anything. She's a good girl. She's my best mate as well as my daughter. Fuck it, she's worth it. Fuck it, we've done it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And when it gets all sunny, I'm taking her on a shopping trip to buy some clothes. Because I said at Christmas, I said, do you want me to take you shopping and get some clothes? Yeah. So, like me, she's meant to get round to it, and I've meant to get round to her. So I said, what we'll do is we'll wait till it gets sunny, and then we'll take you shopping and take you out for lunch. So that's what we're going to do. So, hope you're all doing well. Looks like we're moving now, so I'll get off, and I'll see you in a bit. If you like the content I'm making and you want to support my work, here's a few links in the description, but only if you can afford it. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the next one.